Okay, good morning, everybody. What is up? What is going on, my friends? Hello and welcome. Welcome to my final consecutive streaming day for the week. That is right. It's been an interesting and fun week for sure. The Halloween festivities were quite entertaining. Lots of horror stuff this week. And now we're heading firmly into November. And in fact, this coming week is going to be a shorter streaming week for me, as I will explain on the pre-stream. A little bit of a shorter week as we prepare to head into the non-stop gaming releases for November. And then it's going to be a lot of stuff going on, dudes. It's going to be crazy. All right? It's going to be a very crazy time. So welcome. Today is Monday, November 2nd, 2020, and I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to the streams. How you guys doing? New week. Of course, there's crazy stuff going on this week with politics in the United States. The election is going crazy right now. It's all anyone's talking about. Now, I'll say this up front. I'm not a political person on my streams at all. As you know, I rarely talk about politics unless it somehow would affect gaming or streaming or content creation or, you know, what we do here on a daily basis. Then if I feel the need to speak up, I will. But mostly, I stay out of it. I'm going to follow that policy today. I'm not going to be talking about politics this week at all during this election nonsense. I fully expect that when I come back from my day off tomorrow, we'll still be in full-fledged election mode nonsense. People, you know, screaming one way or the other, controversy and conspiracy theories and all kinds of crap. And I don't care. All right, we're going to be here having fun, playing games, and if anything, I hope that these streams will serve as a way to distract you guys from all of that. You know, I understand how much of an annoying thing it can be to be inundated by that in the news constantly and everything. That's all anyone's talking about online right now. And I am not going to be talking about it. Fair enough? Now, every once in a while people mention politics in my stream. Okay, fair enough. But I'm not going to allow this stream to be completely overrun with talk about politics. And especially people are starting to argue with each other and get at each other's throats. I'm just not going to allow it. Okay? Please understand that. Please try to keep discussion out of the political realm, because sadly people just tend to attack each other when they talk about things like this. Okay? Fair enough? So that being said, today we're basically doing a bunch of ongoing playthroughs of new releases. Alright? Why? Because there's not much else going on. In fact, there's really no new releases now for the next 8 days. It's really November 10th. When things will explode with new content. On the 10th is a double new release day. 2 days later, it's like 7 new games coming out. And then a few days later, even more games coming out. And then it's pretty much like the month is insane. Okay, so we've got 1 week of kind of chill gaming and kind of relaxed gaming to try to play what we've been working on and finish up what we've been working on before we hit these insane amount of new releases. Okay? So that being said, I hope you'll join me for the next week. I know some people are like, man, just get to the new stuff, but there is no new stuff right now. We have to get to it. And, you know, we're in a situation now where there's no new stuff yet. So I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing. All right, we're going to enjoy what we're doing, hopefully. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. And have a good week before things get crazy. Because once things get crazy, it's going to be very hard to juggle all these new release games and everything. All right? So let's talk. Today, my main gameplay stream is the continuation of Watch Dogs Legion. A game that I basically have mixed feelings on. I feel that the gameplay mechanics of the game, including the hacking, the parkour, the stealth, the combat, etc., have actually been further refined from Watch Dogs 2, and actually feel like, yes, the gameplay elements are interesting. But that being said, because they made the game a generic storyline where basically there are no actual characters, instead it's just these archetypes that you recruit from London, the story is lacking significantly. The story is quite bland, quite boring, and because of that, it's hard to say, oh man, I'm really into this game and I'm really enjoying myself playing it, because Watch Dogs 2 is the complete opposite. You had a cast of characters that were all unique and interesting, and you got into their backstories and their little intricacies as characters, like what were they like, what were they good at. And with Watch Dogs Legion, yes, every character does have specialties. I have a spy who's really good at infiltration with a cloak, a silenced gun that's really powerful, and a watch that can disable people's weapons, plus a really cool car, right? I now have a drone expert who has the ability to control all drones in the game, hack them and control them, and also has her own custom drone that has a laser that can blow walls down. That's cool, you see? But outside of a few lines of dialogue here or there, these characters have absolutely no personality or story. And because of that, it's hard to really care about them, especially when the game has literally made them disposable. If they die, get another one, you see? So that kind of really, in my opinion, is a detriment to the game. And I was worried about that ever since they announced this mechanic, a year and a half ago. I was like, how's this going to pan out? And the answer is it didn't. It doesn't pan out. It actually makes the game feel like a lighter game and a game that's heavy on gameplay, but very light on story and, quite frankly, on entertainment factor. If you're looking for a game that has a ton of gameplay, this is probably it. But if you're looking for a game that has a lot of personality and a great story, this is not it, okay? So, today we're going to continue on, and what I've been doing is I've been liberating these different boroughs of London, because when you do, you unlock a new character type, and you also unlock the ability to see all the different upgrade spots where you can get upgrade points. What the heck? My door just opened itself. There must be a leftover spook in the house from Halloween. My door just popped open. I must not have closed it all the way. Here, let me push it closed here. That was funny. I'm talking, the door opens. I'm like, what happened? Is someone coming in? No, the door opened itself. What on earth? Well, that was weird. All right, anyway. So, yes, we're going to continue to take over the boroughs. In addition, I'm going to push forward with the story. Yesterday, we did a little bit of story advancement, but not a heck of a lot. Okay? So, we're going to try to advance the story today and see what happens as we push forward with the story. Excuse me. And go from there, okay? So, another major stream of Watch Dogs Legion today, 3.5 hours. Here's the thing. Chances are there's not going to be a ton of story or a ton of riveting stuff. If you guys want to turn this into a fun and interactive stream, I love it. I would love that. Let's have some conversation. Let's have a good time. Let's have some fun. This is why I like having interactive streams versus me just playing the game by myself. Because quite frankly, if I was playing Watch Dogs Legion by myself, I might be bored to tears. Okay? But because I'm streaming it, our interactivity might actually make this a lot more entertaining. Alright? Now, later tonight, the late stream will be the continuation of Pokemon Swords, the Crown Tundra DLC. What do I have left to do in this DLC? Well, based on what the game has told me, alright, it seems like there's one more Pokemon that's a legendary Pokemon that I can capture that was based off of collecting the footprints, okay? And I think this one is over in the Giant's Hill or Giant Step or Giant, I can't remember. It's like the middle of the map, okay? So I have to find that Pokemon and catch it. Then there are 3 legendary bird Pokemon that were unleashed during this DLC. One is actually in the Crown Tundra, and I've tried to catch it once or twice and failed. But the other 2 are off on other parts of the map. One's actually in the Isle of Armor, which was the last DLC, and one apparently is out into the open world, the wild of the original Pokemon Sword game. So we gotta look for them. We gotta head over there and look for them and see if we can catch these legendary bird Pokemon. Okay? So, we'll see how that goes tonight. Again, another chill stream. This is not anything super serious. It's more about relaxing and all of that. Now, if I do happen to catch those Pokemon, I don't know if there's anything more to the story of the Crown Tundra, because I pretty much finished up the main story elements. The main story elements were some of the side missions we had done, and then also the story of, what is it, the Calcink? I can't remember its name, but we caught that Pokemon last time. So we're pretty much done with that story, and I think that was the main story of the DLC. So, outside of that, the only thing that we would have left to do in Pokemon Sword would be to fill the Pokedex. Alright? Which I'm not sure how we're doing, but I guess we could check on it, because we did catch a ton of Pokemon. But I think that there's some Pokemon that we need to breed to get, the lower evolutions, and there's probably still a few Pokemon we haven't caught yet. Okay? So, I hope you will join me tonight for some fun Pokemon stuff to finish my streaming week. Now, tomorrow I'm off from streaming. I'll be spending the day with my family, running errands, etc. Should be a fun day, and I'll be back on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we are going to return to the Dark Pictures Anthology Little Hope for my second run, which I always do in these games, to do the alternate choices. So what I'm going to be doing this time around, as we play through the game, is doing alternate things from what I did in my first run. If someone was nice in my first run, I'm going to try to make them an asshole. Alright? If you remember in the first run, I tried to defend the girl. Well, this time I'm going to blame the girl for everything going on. You see? I'm going to see what happens if you completely do the opposite of what I did in my first run. Do people die? Do people live? You know? And actually what happens with the plot if characters maybe die early? Who knows? But we're going to mess around with that on Wednesday just to see some of the alternate choices and how that pans out. So that should be an interesting and fun stream on Wednesday. Wednesday night, excuse me, I'm going to be doing more Genshin Impact, okay? 2 hours of Genshin Impact, open world RPG fun. That should be interesting. I hope you'll join me for that. On Thursday, it's going to be more Watch Dogs Legion as the main gameplay stream. And then Thursday night, probably going to be more Pokemon, all right? What's happening for the rest of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is going to be dependent on how far I got in Little Hope. Maybe we'll do one more stream of Little Hope just to finish the alternate choices run. And at that point, I think what you could do is you actually have the ability to jump to certain chapters to pick other choices too. So maybe after the second run, we could jump to other chapters if there was critical choices that I wanted to make to see how that would change things. We could do those too. And that will finish off the playthrough of Little Hope. Okay? But my major focus for this week is to finish up Watch Dogs Legion. Now, I don't know how long Watch Dogs Legion is, but I want to finish this up by next Tuesday. Why? Because next Tuesday is the beginning of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as well as the release of Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. And with double new releases on Tuesday of next week, I don't want to have any lengthy and lingering playthroughs. Alright? So that's why I'm saying, after I liberate the boroughs of London, likely I'm just going to focus on the story, and today I'm probably going to try to get a lot of story advancement. Alright? Fair enough? So, yes, there will be some Little Hope this coming week, but the majority of the streams I'm doing will be Watch Dogs Legion and trying to get advancement in the game and trying to finish up the story of the game and wrapping it up in time for the new releases next week. There will be Street Fighter this coming Friday. There may be some more variety on the late streams as well, depending on how things go. But that is the gist of what we're doing this week. And by the way, I should emphasize that this week, there's only going to be 5 streaming days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because this coming week, Monday will actually be my next day off. Because that Tuesday is the double release day. November 10th, both Assassin's Creed and Yakuza. And therefore, I want to be here for the double release day. And in a rare twist, my wife actually is interested in both of those games too, and she also will be playing both of those games. Therefore, she wants to be home for that day too. She doesn't want our day off to be that day, and then we're stuck going out doing errands and things on a day when we could be home playing new games that we like. Okay? So that is how we're going. That's how we're doing it. Alright? I hope you guys are at least excited for this. Now, here's the thing. I know for a fact some people are going to say, well, I don't like Watch Dogs Legion. Little Hope, we already saw the first run. Don't really care about the second run. So this week's going to be boring. People are going to say that. Listen, to me, it doesn't really depend what I'm playing on. It depends on how we handle it. If we hang out, we have a good time, right? We have fun conversation or whatever. That really determines what's fun. So as long as we're here and we're chilling and we're having a good time, I don't really think it matters what we play. Now, undoubtedly, when there's going to be nonstop new releases coming out, and we're going to be exposed to all that new hype and everything nonstop for a good 2-3 weeks here for the rest of the month, yes, things are probably going to pick up on streams. Yes, people are probably going to be having a good time. And you're going to see people are going to be on the streams that normally wouldn't be because they're here for just new release stuff. Okay? But I'm just saying this in advance. All right? I'm saying this in advance. I hope you guys will take this to heart and listen up. All right? If you're not down for this stuff in the next 5-6 streaming days, fair enough. But don't come to the stream and complain constantly. Alright? I can't make games release earlier. I didn't set the game's release schedule. Alright? I'm playing the new releases that are out. Just because, for example, with Watch Dogs Legion, this game is not living up to the expectation of what was left from Watch Dogs 2, I can't help that. I'm not going to just drop everything that I've spent money on and I'm playing right in the midst of playing it to do what? The truth is we don't even have like filler content to do right now because with only a week to go before all these new releases, it would make absolutely no sense at all to start up something new, you see? What would be the point of starting up a new playthrough when we know we're not going to have time to finish it? So that's the attitude I'm taking is, listen, let's just have a good time together. Let's just enjoy what we're doing, all right? Understandably, better gaming times are coming right around the corner, okay? Let's just hang out and interact and have a good time and enjoy the games for what they are. And if you don't like the games that are out right now, fair enough. You don't have to be at these streams, but if you're going to attend them, please do not make it your end-all be-all to complain that you don't like the streams, you don't like the games. You know what I'm saying? We get it. There's going to be stuff coming out shortly, all right, that's going to be better. We get it. I agree with you. But you don't need to sit here and complain constantly when there are people who are actually enjoying the streams, all right? We don't need to have that soured or ruined by people who are just sitting here to complain. You understand? All right, and I appreciate those of you who are here and you understand that. If that means you don't want to be on my streams for the next week and you'll come back on the 10th when the new releases hit, great. Fair enough then. I'll see you next week, right? I'll see you next week. I certainly hope you will join me next week for that. You know, but please, let's not go crazy here. All right? And let's not get angry at each other. Let's, you know what I mean? Like with all this stuff going on right now in the world, these are supposed to be streams that are chill fun. Not streams where people are all at each other's throats and upset or angry that there's no new gameplay or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Let's just chill and relax. I agree with you wholeheartedly. All right? That Watch Dogs Legion is not as good as Watch Dogs 2, and it's kind of a disappointing game. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing it. It just means that we're going to understand that and move forward and see what else the game has to offer. All right? So, thank you for understanding. Please do not just sit here and complain. And I think we're going to have a good time. As long as we stay in that vein. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the month of November. That means some new stuff has launched. First of all, I want to say thank you to any of you who pledged to my Patreon in the month of October, because your pledges have processed, and as of this morning, I have sent everyone who was a patron of mine in October a private message letting you know what information I need from you if you were to get your perks for this month, okay? So if you pledged in October and you're looking to get your perks, check your inboxes on Patreon, okay? Thanks again to everyone who still supports me over there. I know I barely mention it, and it is much appreciated. There is a group of people who are still consistently supporting me through Patreon, okay? Thank you for that. Now, since it is a new month, a couple things. First of all, a new emote for the month to celebrate all the new releases coming out. It is the DSP Snacks emote. It's me chomping down on an absolutely delicious bug snack, which I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot of later this month when the game releases. So for those of you who are subscribers, I hope you guys are enjoying the delicious bug snacks emote. Yummy. Yummy. There may be more of those later this month. I've actually had an offer from one or two other people who said, hey, if I made an emote pertinent to the new games coming out this month, would you add it? And I said, yeah, go right ahead to have at it. And, you know, send it to me and I'll take a look at it and we'll see if you know, if I can fit it in and add it for this month. So please, anyone who wants to, please go right ahead. Now, I mentioned subscriptions. If you take a look at the top of your screens, you will see that we now have a subscriber goal that has returned for the month of November. I did not have one in the month of October, but we do have one in the month of November. What is the subscriber goal for? Well, if we hit 825 concurrent subscribers at any point during the month of November, which in my opinion is very reasonable considering the fact we got so many new releases and we're going to have people on the streams, you know, for all kinds of stuff this month that normally people wouldn't even be turning out for, all right? Well, if we do that, we're going to be doing a Christmas holiday event. It won't be exactly on Christmas because I'd actually like to have the day off to spend with my family. But whether it's on Christmas Eve or the day before, we'll figure it out once we get closer. I don't even know the scheduling of anything. But it's going to be a marathon-style event, okay? And this event, much like the recent marathons, will cover a variety of games. Some of the games likely will be holiday themed. But typically during my year-end holiday marathons, what I like to do is maybe integrate a little bit of multiplayer. And being that we actually have multiplayer games out this year that may actually be interesting to watch, including things like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, or like some Fall Guys or something like that, likely I will integrate segments of the marathon for those games. But you will also have the opportunity to nominate games that I will possibly play during the marathon, just like we just did with the Halloween marathon. All right? So, please consider subscribing to the channel this month. If you are not a subscriber of the channel, you are missing out on so many cool benefits, including access to over 40, that is 40, over 40 emotes that you will be able to access here on the stream, because I have had so many subs in the past, thanks to people who gifted them, that I've unlocked more emote slots than most people on Twitch. Okay? So, please consider subscribing for that. Also, you get a cool Chat Crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter of the channel. Okay? And then in addition to all of that, you don't have to watch advertisements. I know we all hate ads. I hate ads. We all hate ads. You don't want to watch them. So if I take an ad break, or if you turn on your stream and sometimes it runs an ad, if you're a paid sub to the channel here, those, you don't have to watch those. All right? So it's a big benefit. It is. It's a big benefit. And I hope you guys will consider, I hope you guys will consider it. Please consider subbing to the channel this month. All right? Now, if you sub to the channel, it counts. If you gift a subscription, it counts. And I bring that up because we are about to head into the holiday season. It's the season of giving. Maybe you have someone who you're friendly with here on the streams, and you'd like to maybe say, hey, you're a cool guy or gal, and I'd like to give you something as a nice mini present. Here's a subscription to Darkside Phil. To which that person, I'm sure, would be absolutely ecstatic, just healed over with positivity and happiness, that you would gift them a subscription to this channel. Okay? So, I mean, I can't imagine who wouldn't be. So, so also consider gifting a subscription. It's a good time of the year for that. And obviously that helps the channel as well. All right. Now, if we do hit the subscriber goal, not only will we be doing this holiday marathon event, not only will you guys be able to nominate games for it, but I'm guaranteeing you I will dress up during the event in holiday festive attire, possibly multiple silly holiday sweaters. I'll probably be drinking during said event, as I usually do once a year. I usually have some beer or some eggnog or something during this event. And we'll see if maybe something else could be in store, all right? But once we hit the Tier 1 goal, we'll talk about Tier 2, because I have an idea for a Tier 2 goal, but we're not going to talk about that until we actually hit the Tier 1 goal, all right? I don't want to get ahead of myself and jump the gun here. Fair enough? Okay, so good stuff. Please consider subbing to the channel, all right? Now, during today's stream, folks, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I will give you a live shout-out as a way of saying thank you on the stream. This is a great way of getting a conversation started. If you have a topic you want to talk about on today's stream and get it public and have a discourse back and forth, this is a great way to do it, all right? In particular today, I really need your help with tips. In fact, this month is going to be a very, very demanding month on me financially. Not only am I going to have to afford the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation Pulse headset, 3D Pulse headset. So right there, that's $600 plus tax. It's going to come out to almost $700 when we're done. But in addition to that, all right, we got 2 new games next week. During the launch of the PS5, we got arguably 5 to 6 new games. Then we've got Call of Duty and the possibility of maybe even Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity later on in the month. So if you add it all up, no exaggeration, probably around $2,000, all right, just in the cost of games and equipment this month, okay? That's not even operational cost or anything. It's a lot of money for 1 month. In fact, it's the busiest gaming month in years, all right? So, your tips are going to help me tremendously this month. I really need help with tips right now. If you like the streams and you want to support, please do by tipping me, all right? Now, another way you can help that would help tremendously would be to check out my Amazon wish list and purchase me some PlayStation Network credits that will also help to defray the cost of all these games coming out, okay? So give that a look. You can do that by typing !wish list into the stream chat. Now, if you do happen to get some PlayStation Network credits for me, please understand that, sadly, they don't just send them to me. I know that would make too much sense. You have to email me the code via my email, darksidephil@hotmail.com. Okay? So, please consider it. Thank you to those who do. All right? And, please consider any kind of contribution. All right? Any kind of contribution would help. But if you could actually tip me right now, it helps me more than anything. All right, now the tip rewards goals are in effect. $50, I put on the Gunner glasses. $100, it's a vest of your choice. Now, yesterday we did the platinum vest, so today it would be any vest but the platinum. All right, depending on the game. All right, if we double the tips goal, I'll put on the cowboy hat. If today for Watch Dogs, yes, if we double the tips goal and we hit $200 in tips, I'll take the headphones off and I'll put on the cowboy hat. All right, those are your reward tiers that people seem to like. It is hot today. Today we have full-blown sun outside, and it's been that since the morning, and the sun is beating on my office wall. I've got the fan on max blast, but the sun is actually so bright I had to close the shade, because if I didn't pull down the blinds, it would be super-duper bright in here. So, I will do my best to stream today and try to stay cool, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very hot in this room, even though it's the fall and it's cool. This sun is just strongly beating on the wall. It really sucks. Yes, it is the angry sun from Super Mario Bros. 3. That's correct. It's sitting right outside. Pretty annoying. Okay. Alright, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else right now before I move on to, like, news and stuff. You know, not that I can really think of. Not that I can really think of. No. So, alright, so moving on. Gaming news today. Today was a day chock full of gaming news. Like, hot off the presses gaming news. Alright. And, actually, no. There's real, the reason I'm saying this is, there's really nothing going on. I'm looking right now. No, taking a look here. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. There's nothing going on, man. You know what it is? It's like I've said. This is basically the calm before the storm. Next week, when all the new game consoles release, and when everything is happening with all the new game, it's going to be nuts. Like, there's not even going to be the ability to have a clear discourse. Because you're going to have people talking about a new game. You have people talking about a new console. People talk about this. It's going to be wild. Okay? But for now, it's just kind of chill because, you know, there's really nothing happening. And, you know, normally this segment, I would have a bunch of stories to talk about. I would say I want to talk about this. There's really nothing going on. Right now, I think the election, too, is just so overpowering. All right? The election is so overpowering the news that there's really not much else discourse out there. Okay? So, it is what it is. you know, we'll see if any other actual news outside of politics happens in the next week. I don't even know if it will. But there's not much going on. All right? What I would say is I'm going to do some shout-outs. All right? And then after the shout-outs are done, if you guys have some topics you'd like to talk about before we jump into gameplay today, I am all ears. And then, you know, we'll jump into Watch Dogs. Okay? By the way, there's some running meme of people in the stream chat saying that they can't hear the mic. Well, it sounds to me like either you've had hearing loss personally in your actual bodies, or your speakers aren't working. So you should probably look into that, because my setup is still working. Okay? I'm not stupid. Okay. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, shout outs. Overnight, Golden Colts cheered, and he said, thoughts on mixing chili with mac and cheese? Is it Kino or is it cringe? I have never done it, all right? I can tell you this. I've never done it. I've never mixed mac and cheese with chili. But, that being said, I've had chili cheese dogs. And sometimes when you have a chili cheese dog, depending on who makes it, they make it different ways. I've had chili cheese dogs where it's actually like a piece of American cheese melted on the hot dog, and then they put the chili on top. But I've actually had a chili cheese dog where it's cheese sauce, a la the kind of sauce that would be in mac and cheese, mixed with chili on top of your hot dog. And I can tell you something. It's good. All right? At least for the few times that I've had it, I really liked that. But I have never mixed the two myself. It sounds interesting. The only like extravagant mac and cheeses that I've had like white cheddar mac and cheese, and that tastes very different because it's like more of a sharp bite to it. I've had lobster mac and cheese or seafood mac and cheese, where they'll add things like pieces of lobster or shrimp and stuff like that into the mac and cheese, and that can be quite good. I've had bacon in mac and cheese, and that's a very good combination as well. But I have never had actual chili in mac and cheese, so I cannot confirm or deny if it would be good. It sounds like it would be good, based on me, you know, having cheese sauce with chili before on a hot dog, but I can't 100% say. I mean, interesting. The thing is, I wonder if anyone even does that at like a restaurant, because I'm thinking, and I can't think of a single restaurant around here that has something like that. We even have two restaurant chains. We have a, man, what's it called? There's a barbecue chain. I can't remember what the hell it's called right now. Famous Dave's. And even they don't do that. They have mac and cheese that has like a kick to it, but they don't put chili in it. And then there's another place around here called Claim Jumper, and that's more like Americanized comfort foods, and they don't do that either. They both have good mac and cheese, but they don't put chili in it. So, I don't know. Maybe I could do it myself. My wife just makes a really good chili, so I don't know. Anyway, sounds good, but I can't confirm if it's good or not. Golden Colts. Thank you for the cheer overnight. Tanamounder did a 100-bit cheer overnight. Thank you very much, Tanamounder, for the 100-bit cheer overnight. I appreciate that, okay? All right, so now we get the people who contributed during the stream. We start off with Call Me Thick Daddy Thanks, who resubbed for 8 months and Trump will win in a landslide. Here we go. Well, if he does or doesn't, I won't know, because I'm going to be here on the streams not talking about politics. So there you go. Here's the one thing I will say, and this will be political, all right? Don't trust what the media is telling you, because 4 years ago, the media all reported one thing, and they were fucking wrong completely. And they were all shocked, and their jaws dropped, and they were like, oh my God, I can't believe. What do you mean? Maybe if you actually had reported facts instead of horse shit, like you usually do. And I mean that on both sides. Both sides of the media are polarized to things that don't tell you facts. They spin stories to try to push an agenda, and it's bullshit. So don't believe the media, because they're going to be pushing facts and shit down your throat constantly, or not facts, excuse me, stories of shit down your throat that aren't based on fact for a while now. And I would even think this is going to happen all week long. So, just so you know, be careful. Don't just believe it, because you're going to end up looking pretty stupid, like millions upon millions of people were 4 years ago, when they just believed what they were told on television, and then they were like, huh? Like, they were so shocked. Like, what? What happened? Yeah, because you stupidly believed the nonsense that they tell you. That was all lies. It was based on nothing. Oh, we did a poll. Okay, so you went to a fucking an area that was very biased, and you did a poll where people who actively decided to take their time of day, obviously they had an agenda to answer your poll, all gave you the data you were looking for to push your agenda on TV. Gee, I wonder why your poll said one thing and the election results were something else. Because you're a fucking idiot. Okay? But it's the same thing when it comes to the other side of the media. They'll be saying the entire time that one side is winning or whatever. Don't believe it. What you need to do, and especially this election is going to be crazy because there's so much mail-in voting. All right? A lot of people are mail-in voting. They're saying, so in some places, 10 times more people are mail-in voting than have ever mail-in voted before. That means it's going to take them a very long time to count the votes. So it doesn't matter. It literally will not matter what they say on television because it's wrong. Those mail-in votes will not be counted for at least 1 to 2 days after tomorrow. So it doesn't even matter what they're saying on TV. It's all bullshit. There's no way they could possibly know anything until the votes are counted. So don't believe their bullshit. All right? And that's why I'm not going to believe their bullshit. Let me tell you, tomorrow's my day off. I'm not going to be paying attention to the election at all. I'm going to completely unplug from that stupid shit. Because no one's going to know anything until another, few days at least. At least in a few days, they'll at least have a general idea. But chances are this, especially with the fact that people are saying there's going to be such an argument and a debate over it, that it may take weeks. This may have to go to the courts. So don't listen to the bullshit on TV. Okay? It's bullshit. All right. Thank you to Griffin Box, who tipped me $1 to get the tip started. He says, your spooky door opener is the ghost of one of your pet gerbils. I never had gerbils. I had hamsters. But no, I don't think that it's the ghost of either cinnamon or raisin. First of all, they were too cute to haunt. They were way too cute. And number two, they were way too small to open a door. They're way too small. They can't reach the doorknob. What are you, crazy? But anyway, thank you for the tip, Griffin Box. Not Elon Just gifted a sub to Dragon Quest fan. Congratulations, Dragon Quest fan. And thank you, Not Elon Just, for the sub. I appreciate that. Griffin Box tipped $1 asking about family and friends of my wife. No, we don't have anyone who has has another cat or an animal that Jasper could have a play date with. Because that's his real question. It's not about family and friends. It's about, do we know anyone who has another cat who Jasper could have a play date with? And the answer is no. We do know people around here, but no one who has another animal who Jasper would interact with. By the way, it's funny because Jasper is a very, very energetic cat. He's a very curious cat. But he does not go well with strangers. I can tell you from the few times that we get people who come to the house, whether it's a delivery person, whether it's a plumber, or we've had people come here to upgrade our alarm system in the house. There's a guy who comes here that does he basically cleans out our dryer vents because there's this weird thing where you can get a discount on insurance in a condo if someone comes and confirms that the dryer vents are clean. I know that sounds really weird, but it's true. So once a year, we have a guy come with a vacuum and he comes and he sucks all the dust out of the dryer vents. But anyway, from all these people that have been to the house since we've had Jasper, whenever someone shows up, he runs for the hills. He books it upstairs and hides under the bed in the bedroom. He wants nothing to do with another human besides us. Seriously, he's terrified. And even when we take him to the vet, all right, he is terrified. The whole time he's in the carrier, he's meow, 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 meow. And he pants because he's terrified. He's panting in the carrier. He's so scared. So he's a very, very energetic, curious cat when he's safe and sound in the house. Okay? But once some element of uncertainty or danger or stranger comes by, Jasper is oh my God, he freaks out. So even if we had a friend, a neighbor, a relative who had another cat and maybe want to bring it over for a play date, I don't think it would go well. I think Jasper would react pretty poorly to it and probably end up running. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, at least based from his previous behaviors, okay? So, there you go. That's my answer. Cliffy Bureau, resubscribed for 2 months in a row, 16 total. Thank you for over a year of overall support here at Cliffy Bureau. He says, what's your favorite chicken place? Well, depends on what kind of chicken you're talking about. If you're talking fried chicken, I prefer Popeyes over KFC for sure. I don't really like KFC, even though, let me put it this way. The flavor of KFC is good. I don't think anyone here is going to say that they got KFC chicken, they didn't like the flavor of the fried chicken, right? But it is so greasy that, and the chicken, it's just so fatty. It's so disgusting that after you eat it, you feel gross. Like me anyway. If I eat KFC, I feel gross after I eat it. I feel like I ate more fat than anything else when I eat KFC, and I'm like, damn, I really wish there was more chicken, to eat rather than the disgusting breading and the fat and everything. It's yuck. When you eat Popeyes, yeah, there's grease, but it's not like out of control. You can go to Popeyes and get, what is it, a 3-piece meal, or get like a 3-piece chicken tenders, and you don't feel absolutely disgusting after you've eaten it. Okay, and I'll be honest here, I like the flavor of Popeyes a lot. They put a lot of herbs and spices and seasoning into their stuff. That KFC is kind of bland. Again, it tastes good, but it's very bland compared to Popeyes. I prefer Popeyes. Now, if you're talking overall chicken, okay, there was actually this place that I really liked. I already mentioned it on this pre-stream. It's called Claim Jumper. And what they would do, they had a rotisserie chicken setup where all day long they slow cook chickens on a rotisserie. And you would order, the rotisserie chicken dinner would come with half of a chicken. So you would get the white meat and the dark meat of the chicken. It was so amazing. The skin was crispy and flavorful because it had been slow roasted all day. They would give you this barbecue sauce to dip it in. And it's so slow cooked, the chicken would fall right off the bone when you were eating it. It was mouth-wateringly delicious and arguably the best chicken I've ever had out at a restaurant. All right? But this is 2020, the year of bullshit. And because of the fucking pandemic, they closed down the rotisserie and have not had it the entirety of the fucking year. I was so pissed because I love that chicken. Even when they, when they reopened, because they reopened in June, and even then we've been there, and they're like, nope, we have no rotisserie chicken. We're not doing it. Well, eventually they want to. They said what they need to do is take better precautions, because this will be food that'll be in open air all day, So they basically have to do it in a safer way, and they haven't solidified how they want to do that yet. But yeah, they're not doing the rotisserie chicken anymore, and it's bullshit. I used to go there probably once every other month to get the chicken because it was so fucking good. And now they can't do it. They don't have it. And I'm so angry. I asked them specifically last time I was there, which is like 2 months ago. I said, is it coming back? They're like, yeah, we really want it to come back, but there's nothing we can do until we get the okay from corporate, who has to get the okay from basically like health people on how to do it in an environment where there's no possibility of stuff, that could happen from it. So, like, you gotta be kidding me. Piss me off. Alright? But anyway, that's my favorite chicken. Real slow-cooked rotisserie chicken is kind of my favorite style of chicken. Alright? Now, my wife makes baked chicken, which we get chicken thighs, and she makes this custom breading. We buy this corn-based flour, and it has herbs and spices in it. She adds more, like she adds lemon pepper and other things in it, and she coats the chicken and bakes it in the oven, and that is incredibly good. Like, it's really full of flavor, but it has no frying grease from frying it. It's healthy. It's so healthy for you because it's baked instead of fried. So it's crazy good, and it's really healthy. And that's my favorite kind of chicken that we have at home, is when my wife makes this baked chicken. That's my favorite kind that I would have at home. Okay? There you go. RBG fan cheered. I said, I wish Jasper was more brave so he could defend you if a detractor tried to come to your house. If a detractor ever came to my house, it would not be a good time for them. Number one, the moment they step on my street, they've committed a crime, because this is a private road. And if you're not invited to a private area like this, you're already committing a crime just stepping foot on the street, because there's fences blocking it off. We have video cameras everywhere, so there'd be video evidence of them being here and breaking the law. So even if they got away without any repercussions immediately, they would get arrested after the fact. Okay? In addition, we have an alarm system here, so if they even try any funny business near my house, the alarm automatically calls the police. And the police show up within 5 minutes. So I'm not too worried about anything when it comes to someone trying to fuck with me at my house, because it ain't gonna happen. All right? There's a difference between someone fucking with me anonymously on the internet, which will happen all day, every day, because there's no repercussions, versus someone actually being stupid enough to try to break into someone's private, living facility. And, it's funny because when I first moved here, people gave me shit for it. Oh, why is Phil moved there? What a waste of time. What a waste of money. He's an idiot. Now, take a look in the past few years of the stories we've had of people who live on a public street and all the messed up stuff that's happened to them. People coming to people's doors and threatening them. We got crazy people breaking into people's fucking houses and shit. And you know what I mean? Like, there's been some nutty shit that's gone on. So, I'm happy that I made this choice. As even though it's more expensive to live in a place like this, it's definitely panned out to be something very nice. Especially the neighborhood is beautiful. Our neighbors usually are very respectful. Having this beautiful nature area behind the house where we can look out at this dog walk park, and all kinds of animals end up back there. Squirrels, birds, wild rabbits. We get all kinds of animals all the time in the backyard. Jasper loves it. Like, that's one of the big features of living here, is having this beautiful nature area that Jasper loves looking out that window. It occupies him for hours every day watching this stuff out there. So, yeah. And no RPG fan, I'm not inviting any of you to hang out at my house, especially in the midst of a pandemic. Don't ask a stupid question. You just got unbanned, RPG fan. Like, literally last night, I had mercy on your soul, alright? And after a month banned, I felt like maybe you had repented and you were going to not be a weirdo and not be fucking pissing me off. And now you're asking weird shit already. It's like, you haven't even been here for 24 hours yet, and you're already going outside the bounds, alright? It's not looking good for you. I told you, last night, you're on the thinnest of ice, maybe like two microbes wide, and I just felt a crack in the ice. I just felt it. You're on unstable ground, my friend. I think it's time for you to relax, alright? Alright. DJ CTE subscribed for 7 months. He said, if you consider upgrading your PC or buying a new one instead of eventually getting a Series X, it would be much better value for the money. I'm going to have to anyway. Like, long term, okay, I'm going to have to get a new PC. First of all, this PC I'm using right now, I've been using since 2014. If you remember when I first moved here, I was using my old PC from back in Connecticut, and within like 3 months of moving here, it stopped working properly. It had issues where it actually was like not turning on properly, and it was to the point where I was very nervous that one day I was going to go to stream and the thing wouldn't work at all. So I ended up buying the new PC, and I've been using this PC constantly for the last 6 years, right? And that's why, excuse me, that's absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, that was because I had coffee this morning. But that's why I find it hilarious that idiots say stuff like, this PC's a lemon. This PC's been used non-stop for 6 years. And it hasn't had any major issues. Really, when you think about it, almost none. Almost never. Every once in a while, the mic turns off, and I got to restart the OBS because the stupid Windows driver crashed or something. But outside of that, this is the most stable PC I've ever had in my entire life. Okay? So, I am not going to talk shit about it at all. It's worked well. Okay? But, yes, I'm going to have to upgrade my PC eventually. Let's not beat around the bush here. This thing is not going to last forever, you know? So, once we get through this new console wave, and I get the new consoles, right? Likely the next major thing that I'm going to have to spend money on is probably getting a new laptop, which I'm just going to get an El Cheapo one, because all I use laptops for is to monitor the stream chat and read your contributions during a stream. That's literally it. So all I need is an El Cheapo laptop. It'll probably run way better than the one that I have, okay? And I got to get definitely a new desktop PC, okay? So, we'll see. Well, is it in the cards? Yes. But definitely I'm going to get the consoles. The reason I explained this the other day, it was Saturday, when I was going to play Team Fortress 2, all right, for the Halloween event, and just trying to get a basic game like that to work on a PC was a nightmare. I had to update drivers, restart the PC multiple times. The game was still crashing. It was like, fuck this. Like, there's just no consistency in PC gaming. I'm sorry. And if you're a PC gamer, I give you credit. I absolutely give you credit for putting up with the annoying troubleshooting that you have to do if you're a PC gamer. Because every game is different. Everyone's setup, their hardware is different. And therefore, it just leads itself to so many possible problems. And I hate that. Okay? I like it that I say, okay, today I'm going to be playing Watch Dogs and I'm going to be playing Pokemon. I don't have to think about, oh no, I'm going to turn on my PS4 today and it's going to crash the game immediately nonstop and I'm not going to be able to play it. You see, I don't have to deal with that because most consoles are ridiculously consistent. Okay? And you don't have to worry about constant crashing, constant updates, constant configuration issues. I'm not talking shit about PC gaming. What I'm saying is you need more patience and you need a lot more time and you need a lot more expertise to stay on top of PC gaming versus console gaming. Console gaming, I'd say 95% of the time, it just works. You boot up the console, you push the button on the game, boots up, you're playing the game within seconds. PC gaming, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Seriously. And this happens every time I've ever tried to play a PC game. It's always the same nonsense happening. And it's like, just capturing a PC game half the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't work. Now you gotta put it in a windowed mode so you can select the window in OBS. Like, oh, get the fuck out of here, man. I just want to fucking play the fucking game. I don't want to sit here for hours setting the shit up. I don't have that kind of fucking time. I'm a content creator who's on a schedule. I'm here to entertain you a certain amount of time a day. I'm not here to sit around and fuck around with the setup. So, I don't think I would ever go into full-time PC gaming. I doubt it. You know, eventually I'd like to get a PC that's good enough so that I could play high-end games on it. And maybe if there is a PC exclusive or there's a game that is known to perform better on PC, then maybe that could be my option. But I prefer console gaming for the consistency, right? I'm a content creator. I have to be able to put out content for you consistently, and it just won't happen with a PC, okay? That's just my take. Ripley Atomic is here and did a 50-bit cheer and says, do you think your faith in people is your biggest flaw? By the way, RPG Fan was the first cheer of the day. I should put RPG Fan by all rights up there on the leaderboard. I forgot to. So Ripley Atomic says, I feel that my faith in people is my biggest flaw. No, I would say my biggest flaw is anger. Because anger has led to pretty much the vast majority of things in my life that have been mistakes or things that people view in a negative light. Why, when I'm playing a game and I get very angry at the game, do I yell and scream and blame game developers? Because I'm overcome with anger. Okay? And it leads to you know, it leads to me doing stupid stuff. Why do sometimes I say stupid things on Twitter? Because of anger. I'm angry about something, or I'm upset about something that's going on. It's, you know, when I lose control of my emotions, sadly, I make mistakes and things go wrong. All right? That's just the truth of the matter. And you guys have seen this time and time again over the years, where I lose control and then I say dumb shit on a stream or on a YouTube video. You know, I'm not responsible for what I say. Instead, I'm completely irresponsible in my actions, and that comes back to bite me. All right? And I definitely feel that, you know, over the years, if I had controlled my emotions better and not let them just control all my actions and stuff when I did stuff in videos and on streams, that I wouldn't be in a position where so many idiots out there who are misinformed about who I am and what I do think that I'm some kind of a jerk, when in reality it's just them being completely misinformed because they believe the fucking memes about me for the past 7 years. But the truth of the matter is the memes are based on those moments when I was overcome with emotion and anger and I said and did stupid things. Okay? You see? Okay. So, there you go. All right? That's my take. Now, are there times in my life when having faith in people have come back to bite me and really screw me over? Yes. And in fact, I can tell you, numerous times in my life, having faith in people who I thought I could trust, who I thought I could confide in, who I thought I could just rely on for support and for ongoing, ongoing support. And they just basically screwed me over. And this has happened multiple times in my life, major times, major milestones. And, you know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, especially when I'd say, you know, there have been times when I've explained to someone, listen, for me, honesty is the biggest thing. If you have an issue with something going on with me, be honest. Tell me about it. Let's talk about it. Let's handle it maturely, right? Let's actually be adults about it. And I feel that it's always been my opinion, is that if there's a problem or there's a concern or there's an issue, talk about it. Don't hold it inside. Don't hold it back, because that's passive-aggressive bullshit. That's what cowards do. They can't actually confront an issue to solve it. Instead, they just pretend like it doesn't exist. And all that happens then is that resentment builds up inside of you to the point where then it's going to explode. And by then, it's irrevocably damaged to the relationship, and there's no way that you can fix it. You see? This has happened to me multiple times in my life with various different people. Even though I've told the people up front that for me, just be honest with me, it's not going to make me angry, or it's not going to hurt me to be honest with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can I be a defensive person? Yes. But if you express to me that I have done something wrong and I've hurt you, all right, or I've wronged you in some way, I will do my absolute best to remedy that and to change for the better. You know, especially now, over the years, I've grown and I've learned. I am definitely a flawed human. I have a lot of issues that, you know, I can fix if I can work on, if I know that the issue exists. If I don't know that I'm doing something wrong, then there's no way that I can ever change the behavior to fix it. And that's been the problem with me. I've had faith in people who I trusted to be honest with me. They weren't, and then they would go ahead and they would flip on me and say, oh my God, this and that and this and that. And it's like, the fuck are you talking about? I never knew about any of this. And whose fault is that? Is it mine, or is it the person who basically never fucking was honest with me to begin with? Right? So, it's kind of fucked up. But yes, this has happened many times in my life. Now, is that the biggest flaw? No. Is it a flaw? I don't even want to feel that that's a flaw. I think that having faith in people is something that's needed to have a healthy life. I feel that if you don't have faith in anyone, and you don't open yourself up to going to that level where you feel like you can trust someone, then how could you ever have a relationship? How could you ever have a friendship? How could you ever have a romantic relationship? How could you ever have anything? Okay? Right? It's that simple. You need to have that trust. That is one of the major things in life, I feel. And here's the truth of the matter too, is with the people who have screwed me over and the people who have treated me very poorly, all right, I could have used that as an opportunity to say, I will never trust anyone again. I'm shutting myself off to ever trusting ever again. You know, I can't trust anyone. But instead, I said, no, I feel that I will have faith that something better will happen to me in the future if I just stick to that faith that, you know. And here I am, happily married, with a family, right? Living in a nice place, a job that I love, you know, and I never would have had any of that. If I just given up and thrown in the towel and said, fuck it, so many people have screwed me over at this point, I'll be like Stone Cold Steve Austin, don't trust anyone, you know? I feel that I would have been in a much worse position. I don't even know where I would have been if I had shut myself off to trusting anyone in the outside world. Seriously, like, I feel that I needed to maintain that faith that someone was going to finally be the right person to confide in and to trust in. And I have that with Kat, you know, and I'm happy because I definitely could have missed out on the best time of my life if I had changed as a person and become just closed off, privatized, compartmentalized, and I'm glad I didn't do that. Okay? All right. I hope that that sounds like a good answer to you, a Ripley Atomic. RPG fan cheers. I wanted to hang out with my personal friend. You don't have a personal friend who lives here. Griffin Box tipped me $1. So I keep hearing the standard PS5 can support 8K gaming. We just have got into the 4K gaming, and we have yet to see 8K anywhere. If PS5 supports 8K, What would be the incentive for a PS5 Pro? It'd be too soon to give another K when 8 is out. I don't know. Nothing's going to be 8K gaming. That's ludicrous. With the 4K gaming they're going to do, all right, is going to be I'll just tell you right now, all right. I feel that it's going to be low frame rate, probably pushing 20 to 30 frames, if that. You're not going to see 60 frame 4K gaming. It's not going to happen this console generation. If they couldn't do 60K 1080p gaming this console generation, what the fuck makes you think they're going to do that with 4K next console generation? It's not going to happen. What it is the hardware manufacturers, Sony and Xbox, Microsoft, pushing stats down your throat of what's possible. None of that means that the game developers are going to have the expertise or the skill to produce what they're telling you. Okay? I'm telling you right now, 4K gaming will look nice when you pause it or you take a screenshot. And then when you actually go to play the games, at least it's these first couple of years of these console launches, it's going to end up being lower frame rate and not satisfactory. Okay? It's just, you got to be realistic here. 8K gaming is so fucking stupid. Like, I can't even imagine what dunce would even talk about 8K gaming at this point and believe that it's actually going to happen anytime soon. You really have to be stupid. That's all I have to say about that, okay? People always want the next best. It's never good enough for them. What's the saying? That the scientists were so busy trying to figure out what they could do, they didn't stop to think of, if they should do. So it's kind of the same deal. Instead of thinking about, should we actually go to 8K gaming? Let's just do it. Well, wait a minute. The games don't even run well at 1080p yet. What are you doing? Next thing you know, there'll be fucking T-Rexes walking down our fucking streets. This is crazy thinking. Velociraptors in your goddamn closet. We can't have this. Alright? We gotta stop. Alright, anyway. Archtech tipped me $1, and he said, I checked the forums to see what's going on besides polls. I see some people are complaining about the Halloween event. It's pre-stream length and gameplay being shorter. I thought it was equal for both and costumes were fun. Love you, Phil. Yeah, some people on the forums just sit there and bitch constantly because there's not a lot of moderation on the forums. So a lot of them are known trolls or people who've been banned from chat or banned from the forums before, and they come back with sock accounts just to shit on everything. I don't care. I don't read that nonsense. I'm serious. Like, they could waste their time and complain till the cows come home. I care about the actual people who were here for the streams. And the feedback I got overwhelmingly was the Halloween event was good. The first half was great. People loved the Colonel Sanders outfit. They loved the impression that I was doing. And they really liked the Little Hope playthrough. Okay? The DSP tries, it could have been better if I actually got the right item, but it was pretty good to compare the two chicken sandwiches. People still liked it. Sadly, I would say the Team Fortress 2 was a complete bust because of the trolling and the fact that the game really isn't set up for streaming at all. So it was pretty boring. The 45 minutes I played of it, people didn't really like it. Dino Crisis was alright, but I didn't get any further than I had previously gotten 4 years ago because of the time constraints, right? If anything, the big complaint was the breaks were too long, which I agree wasn't my fault. It was fucking Burger King, excuse me. Wendy's had a 17-car line. So here I am thinking, Wendy's is 1 block away. I'll run over there, grab the food, and be back in 15 minutes. And it took me over 45 minutes to get the food. So you're talking, that was the entirety of a game that could have been played on the stream that got cut out of it, right? But those are things that are out of my control. And that's the thing with the marathon is you're always going to have a situation where when you have multiple moving parts and factors, right? Costume changes, game changes, getting food. You're always going to have this as an issue. And there's nothing you can do about it, right? So it's that simple, and in general, the feedback I received from most viewers is that it was one of, if not the best Halloween marathon I've done so far. You got to remember, previous years, some of these things were boring. I did the year when I was a Ghostbuster and I played Fatal Frame, people hated. And then there were some years where they liked the costume, but they hated the games. This year, because I was actually playing an actual new game playthrough with Little Hope, people really liked it. Okay? So, there you go. There you go. It's that simple. All right? So don't look. So Arch Checkin, don't listen to the nonsense that the fucking negative idiots on the forums are saying. I'm well aware of who they are and what they say, and I don't care. They just sit there and shit on everything anyway because they're fucking disgusting negative people when they do that shit. And if they want to just sit and shit on everything, let them sit and shit. Let them sit and shit in their own festering pool of shit. I'm not over there to pay attention to it. I'm on my streams having fun, you know. Just because we don't have active moderation over there, and really I just use the forums for polling and nominations and stuff, they think this is their free ground now to have a toxic area. Fuck them. Let them talk to themselves like idiots, and I'll be over here having fun on my streams. Okay? Jethro's main cheer says, you forgot to put on Just Chatting. No, I didn't. I don't have to put it on Just Chatting. I can put it on whatever the fuck I want. Tough shit. Mr. Jackson 2002 tipped me $5. That's the biggest tip of the day. He says, I am the terror that games into the night. I am the lag that desyncs your online match. I am Darkside Phil. Let's get dangerous. Do-do-do. Very nice. All right, Mr. Jackson. Thank you for the $5 tip. That's the biggest tip of the day. There we go. Oops. There we go. Very nice. Very good. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now get to shout-outs. This will be very quick, by the way. Today's Monday. Today is the first streaming day of the week. Per Twitch's criteria, everything resets. Everything resets. And basically the leaderboards are starting at 0. So if you cheer today, chances are you're going to be in the top 10 cheerers because we're down to 0. If you gift a subscription today, chances are you're going to be in the top 10 sub-gifters for the week because it went down to 0. Okay, so FYI, a great opportunity to get recognized today. So thank you to those who've cheered so far. We've got Jethro's Main, Ripley Atomic, and Golden Colts, who all tied for 3rd place. 2nd place so far cheering this week is Tannemounter, and RPG Fan is in 1st. So far, not Elon Jusk has gifted a single subscription. Thank you guys for that. Okay? Griffin Box tipped $1. He says, do you consider yourself to be in the legion of other Colonel Sanders like Reba McEntire and Norm Macdonald? Yes. I am up there with the greats who have played Colonel Sanders. In fact, actual screen time playing Colonel Sanders, me versus them, I've got them beaten by like 1,000,000%. I played Colonel Sanders not only for the video of the introduction of the costume, but a good 3 hours of gameplay of Lil Ho. They were on screen for what, 10, 15 fucking seconds for a KFC commercial? I got them beat in spades. They can't hold a candle to my Colonel Sanders. They weren't doing improv commentary, right? During a game. They weren't doing that shit. So, there you go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support so far. Let's take a break. I need to use the bathroom. Once I'm back from break, it's time for Watch Dogs Legion to continue. I'll continue to liberate London while recruiting new people, and I'm going to focus majorly on the story today because, like I said, my goal is to beat this game by Tuesday of next week. That gives me today and basically 5 more streaming days to finish this game before we move on to new releases in Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Yakuza 7 on Tuesday of next week. So I really need to focus in on the story and get as far as I can, and that's what we're going to be doing. So thank you for a great pre-stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for the support. Let's take a break. I'll be back. Watch Dogs Legion right around the corner. Thanks. See you in a bit.